Well, students, we're going to keep working on your abstract owls today. I would like you to make sure you're thinking of a few main things. Please don't color on the marker line. Please make sure you're using the color wheel to trace or outline with one color and fill with another. Please make sure that you're pressing the color on hard when you're mixing, and make sure that you're holding the color down low so that it doesn't get broken. I'm gonna color the parts that I haven't colored just to kind of match things up. We will have next time to continue working on these, but first and foremost, please finish doing the head. I did do these shapes here. I have these shapes left for the head feathers. So I've got a pattern here of this purple, red, yellow, green, purple, red. This is gonna be yellow, green. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to make sure I'm not coloring on the marker line, going around that. Once I go around the marker line, I've traced with one color, so now it's time to switch to another color. So yellow is next to green, so I'm gonna take this sea green color, yellow and green, really kind of the sea green color, mixes with this yellow green in a really beautiful way. So I'm gonna mix that. And I am gonna use a little bit of symmetry where both sides are gonna be the same. So if you can see any of the paper through there, press it on a little harder. So following the directions, trace around the marker line, hold that oil pastel down low so it doesn't break. Once I have that trace with one, a little closer to the marker line, we'll take that sea green color and we'll mix it in. If you get any oil pastel that is kind of flaking off and coming off like that, please don't rub your hand on it. You can just tip it up and you can shake it off a little bit. Just be careful not to rub your hand on it because then it can smear. Now that the head is done, I'm going to get working on the body. I already did my patterns here, so I've got light green, dark green, orange, peach, light green, dark green, orange, peach, and I made that pattern. Now I'm going to pick a color for this, so I think that I'm gonna go with this really dark blue. It's a midnight blue. So I'm gonna go around this shape here. Outline it. I could do the inside shape too, but it's okay. So I could go around this one too. I think that I am just gonna do the outside of this with this midnight blue, and then I'm gonna go with a purple because blue is next to purple. So I'm gonna mix that and get those two to mix. I'm gonna get closer to the marker line here. Press it on hard, get those to blend. Go around that. Then we'll go into this pattern. I had a student the other day where I saw that they were coloring over the marker line, and then when they did a color, they did blue, similar to what I'm doing here. And because the blue crossed over the line, when they did orange for the next, the blue smeared into the orange and it made it look really dirty. So that's one of the reasons not to color on the marker line too, is because then when you color your next shape, it could smear into there. So I'm gonna take this that's kind of flaked off a little bit, we'll shake that off, make sure that that doesn't mix into my next set of colors. So here, we'll do this pattern. I'm gonna make both sides the same here. So we'll go with this turquoise blue. I'm doing that here too. If you have dots, please go around them. Make sure that you don't color on them because those will be another color. Then I used this light blue to go with that. So you can always use 2 blues or 2 greens or 2 reds. That counts as a mix as well. So you can pick colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, or just pick different versions of the color that you're doing. Then I'm gonna do a pink. Make sure that pink doesn't touch that blue because it could smear in and change the color. Go around that marker line. So now that I have the pink, we'll put this really light pinkish peach in here. And we said black is always going to be last. So you're going to see that I have black dots over here. I'm not going to color those right now because I don't want those to smear into some of my other colors. So I'm going to do the rest of this wing first with my orange. And I'm noticing, good thing I'm seeing this, I'm seeing some blue right there. I should probably make sure that comes off so then that doesn't end up getting into my orange when I color it, because blue and orange mixing together makes it kind of look brown. So move that over, make sure that the orange doesn't touch the blue. Now that I have that outlined with orange, let's fill it with some yellow. Press it on hard. Make sure we can't see any of the purple paper through it. I'm just continuing to follow that pattern of what I'm doing. Now, brown goes with a lot of different things. Brown could go with a different color of brown, like a tan or something. Brown could go with, there's a golden brown in here that works. I'm gonna do brown and gray, so I'm gonna outline that with brown, and then I'm gonna fill it with gray. We said white can stand on its own, so white can be used by itself. So I'm gonna take my white, I'm gonna do these white claws here, and here, and here. I'm gonna do these white circles. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of gray. I'm gonna do some gray for, let's see, I'm having a hard time finding my gray. There's the gray. So I'm gonna take some gray here. We're gonna put that into those lines. And we said black is gonna be last. So I know that I still have these tail feathers to do. I'm probably gonna do those for the next week's example, but you're welcome to continue to do the rest of those. Let's pretend that those are done. Black would be the last color I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do the black and the gray here. And I'm gonna do these black circles after everything is done. That will make a lot of things look really dirty if you were to use black first. So please remember, black is last. Then I'm gonna just shake that off, make sure I don't get any of the black in there. If you had time, you could move your way down to doing these tail feathers too. This is probably a good place for me to stop, making sure that I've got my head done carefully, making sure I've got my patterns and the body done. And then we're gonna talk about the last few shapes next time and what we're gonna be doing in the background next week. So let's have fun working on these.